Now I want to briefly look at the apparent failed coup attempt that occurred in Turkey, because there's mounting evidence to suggest the coup was staged by Erdogan himself in order to consolidate his power and to rout out any opposition. This is what is called a false flag, when an attack upon a group or government is made to look like an opposing group did it, when in reality it was perpetrated by the group or government in order to gain more powers. Now Adolf Hitler, of course, had the Reichstag burned down and pinned the blame on the communists, who were then arrested. Hitler's Nazi party then gained the majority, which brought him to power. And of course many believe 9/11 was also a false flag. Again, sweeping surveillance laws were brought in through the Patriot Act, and approval was given for military intervention into Afghanistan and Iraq. So what evidence is there that this could be an inside job? Well, let's consider these few points. According to Reuters and Zero Hedge, rebel pilots of two F-16 fighter jets had Erdogan's plane in their sights, and yet he was able to fly on. Basically, why, if the coup was indeed a serious attempt at government overthrow, did the organisers not do the first thing that military coups do? They either capture or eliminate the existing ruler. They certainly had the opportunity, friends, but didn't take it. Okay, the Independent reports the Turkish government already had a list of arrests prepared before the rebellion, according to an EU commissioner. Johan Hahn said it looks at least as if something has been prepared. The lists are available, which indicates it was prepared and to be used at a certain stage. I'm very concerned, he said. It is exactly what we feared. It appears, Mr. Hahn added, as if Turkey had prepared arrest lists of political opponents and was just waiting for the right time to act. Okay, how about this? According to a Turkish newspaper, the soldiers involved were unaware that they were part of a coup attempt and were told they were just taking part in military manoeuvres. Now this would explain why the military was not prepared to fire on the citizens who took to the streets. Now finally, the reclusive cleric Gulen, a former ally of Erdogan, who now lives in the US, claimed this very thing and blamed President Erdogan for the coup and said it could have been staged. So basically what's happened, whether this is an inside job or not, Erdogan has been enabled through this to consolidate his power and his agenda for an Islamic caliphate. Ultimately, of course, the radical Islamist agenda is to create a one world government under Islamic rule, which, let's not forget, are the aspirations of ISIS. The Independent reported this week that Erdogan is using the attempted military takeover to justify a purge of state officials and army officers who do not give him total obedience, opening the door for him to establish an all-powerful presidency while seemingly Islamizing Turkish society to a degree not seen since the fall of the Ottomans. Turkey, by the way, has played a key role in facilitating the continuation of ISIS and its expansion through black market oil sales. Now, back in April of this year, American policymakers expressed their concern that Erdogan was killing off what was left of free speech in the country, and even Obama admitted that he was troubled by the direction of the country, a NATO ally. And that is certainly a concern, friends, since Turkey houses NATO's largest nuclear weapons storage facility. Yes, friends, the question has to be asked, just how secure are these American hydrogen bombs stored in Turkey? If Turkey becomes a rogue Islamic state as a result of this coup, what will happen to the weapons? Just to get an idea of what's there, the Nuclear Information Project at the Federation of American Scientists said the base in Turkey holds about 50 B-61 H-bombs, more than 25% of the nuclear weapons in the NATO stockpile. These B-61 bombs have much more explosive force than the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. Now friends, it's really important to realise that Turkey features in end-time Bible prophecy. The prophet Daniel saw the revived Roman Empire as the 2 feet of a great statue, representing the East and the West respectively. The eastern foot being the Byzantine Empire, with its centre in Constantinople, modern Turkey, and the western foot being the area covered by the European Union. According to Bible prophecy, the Antichrist system will emerge from both these geographical areas. Now, it's vital that we understand this because it's too often assumed that the Antichrist will rise from the Western European foot alone. And while this is true, certainly in terms of its foundational roots, it's also clear that the prophecy includes the East, which today is mainly Islamic. Now, this, I believe, reveals that the political entity of the Western foot will become heavily influenced by the spirit of Islam within the Eastern foot of modern-day Turkey as the two rise together. Now, it remains to be seen what will come of Turkey's admission now into the EU following this coup attempt, but certainly Erdogan has been able to exert his power through this crisis and is surely going to be an influencing force within the region over the coming months.